Zelda 2 is a video game for the great old NES. It's not especially beloved. Why, I couldn't really guess. I think it's pretty wonderful. I played a lot when I was a kid. But I don't know if you want to watch me play through all of it. We'll find out, indeed. It's a little different than the Zelda 2 playthrough song from last time. If you were not here with us last time, you missed the musical ensemble of the Zelda 2 playthrough song, which was ironically me singing over several minutes of non Zelda footage before we started playing the game. This is part 3. Is anybody in the chat right now? Can y'all hear me? Hopefully, I'm not muted or anything, and everyone knows that I am here. I see some folks in the room, so I think somebody's here. Let's see if anybody can hear me. Ah, yes. Hey, good to see you. Hey, Algard, how you doing? And Game of Witch jumped, or Game Go Twitch. He says hi. And Tucker Hazel, fantastic. Why, thank you. Yes, the last one we started with a song as well. But all right, I think there's enough folks here. We can jump right in. So. Hi, friends. Welcome to ReCollection. I'm your host, Jared Petty, and this is a show where I slowly rebuild my video game collection one game at a time. Although this is a bit of a diversion because we're playing this on the NES Classic Mini. This is Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Part 3 of our complete live stream playthrough. This is not very exciting footage you see in front of you right now, but it will be in just a moment. Thank you for joining us. A very accessible game, one of my very favorites, also notoriously difficult. You can play it on Switch, you can play it on the NES Mini, you can play it on a Virtual Console, you can play it on the 3DS, lots of places. Oh, somebody missed the second stream, said Tucker Hazel. I'm sorry that you missed it, Tucker. It's on VOD on my YouTube channel, though. You can watch the whole thing right there. I've got it right there, including the Zelda 2 playthrough song, which I sang at the beginning. Hey, oh, congratulations, Game Go Twitch, for just registering to your first E3. You're going to have a ball. It's even better than you think it's going to be. It's really incredible. Truth asks how I am. I'm great. Thank you. I'm having a wonderful evening. Looking forward to playing some video games. So let's jump right in. Last time, we were making a run at the second palace in Zelda 2, the Medoro Swamp Palace, and I made a critical error. Almost completed the palace, but made a terrible error at the last possible second and died in a place I really didn't need to. It's actually kind of humorous if you go back and watch it in the second video. You can get a chance to check that. But since we have the hammer, it is no big thing at all for us to make our way back over to Medoro Palace quickly. We'll just stop here. We don't actually need that. We might need it later, so we're going to leave it. We're going to head over here to Medoro. Oh, no, I got caught in the swamp. That was my fault. I was trying to avoid letting this happen by jumping back onto the road, but I got a little too clever for my own good there. And actually, these enemies are very easy as long as I get the light enemies here. It's the heavy enemies. Oh, I keep forgetting one of them walks at you. I should know that by now. Anyway, we're headed for the third palace in the game, Medoro Palace. We're going to go ahead and refill our life while we get this opportunity. And Medoro Palace is not especially difficult, but it is a bit labyrinthine. Oh, this is what I want to do, avoid the stupid birds. Yeah, stupid bird. Yeah, they're not especially difficult, but I just don't want to have to deal with them. There, look, taking an unnecessary hit. Look at that. All right, let's move on through here. We're hopping from kind of safe zone to safe zone. There we go. They're on the road. They can't grab us. You can see the enemies on the map in Zelda 2, which is nice. And right here, already at the second palace. We've already defeated Parappa Palace, the first palace in the game. And we got a chance to refill our magic here, which we're going to do. We've also gone ahead and learned the downward thrust, that maneuver I'm doing right there from the wise man in one of the towns. We are equipped with shield, jump, life, and fairy magic. We are really pretty much ready to, as the kids say, rock and or roll and get where we need to go here. Now, what I don't remember, because I didn't look at a map before I came in here, is exactly the route we have to go left to do this. Zelda 2, one of my favorite games. I've expressed many times that while the game is often compared to Dark Souls and that's overdone in video games, in the case of Zelda 2, it's actually appropriate. The comparisons are apt. The reason the comparisons are apt in Zelda 2 is because, like Dark Souls, you have a limited number of
abilities that you have tremendous control over, and you're forced to use those in interesting ways to overcome different challenges. Link only has 7 moves. We now know 6 of them. The upward stab, the downward stab, the upward block, the downward thrust, the jump and stab, and eventually we'll learn the upward thrust, which don't know yet. Almost every enemy in Zelda 2 can be defeated by some combination of those 7 moves, and yet the game is vast, and that's what it has in common with Dark Souls. Also, a lot of obscure secrets, weird unexplained things, etc. And that's another thing I really love about it. Why did that blue guy just come out of a drop on there? Why not? And there's a whole stack of them there. Oh, and I think I'm going to go ahead and refill my magic, or refill my life while I've got a little bit of potion there. Hopefully I didn't waste it. Ah, yes! Iron Knuckle, sometimes known as Dark Nut. That's right, not Dark Knight, Dark Nut. Because 80s translation is a very interesting process. I believe I'm going the right way. There is a potion up in that, but I'm going to save it for when I come back. Oh, wait, I'm not going to come back this way. That's right, I don't think I'm going to go back this way to get to the bottom of the palace. So let's go ahead and get it now. Get some shield magic going on. Oh, crap. What a jerk. Didn't want to take that hit. Well, anyway, move it along here. And using the upward thrust to get over enemies. And we're going to come down here and we're going to go to this left side passage, which is where we died last time. Now, the reason we died last time was because we're on our way to get an item called the Handy Glove that allows us to break some bricks in parts of the map. And it becomes one of the most indispensable items in Zelda 2. We're making our way over there right now, and there's a place we're going to face dropping blocks, and we simply have to rush through or fly over this part. And I have the fairy spell, so I could fly over it, but I'm going to try to do a rush through. There we go. Took some hits. Well, that's what I last time, and we're safe on this side. I got trapped in there and crushed, which can happen. You can actually get completely trapped in there. I'm going to stop for a second, pause, and take a look at the chat. Oh, so hey, hi, Bay Apollo. How you doing? Good to see you. Is that Ray? Oh, it's Ray Apollo. Hi, Ray. How you doing, man? Anybody got any questions before we go on? I'll be taking a look at the chat here every now and then for questions, but I like to pause and take a look. So if you've got anything you want to know about the game, go ahead and ask. I'm assuming you've watched the first 2, which is why I'm being a little less descriptive this time. Zelda 2 forces Link to travel through 6 different palaces, spread over an open world map, to gather 6 items that finally allow him to reach the 7th and final palace. I just got my butt kicked by this freaking Iron Knuckle. Oh, that's why the red iron knuckles are harder. And once again, forced to use some life. These little blue dudes are actually more annoying than they look because they randomly hop your direction. And they can jump pretty far and sometimes get a little hidden. Now, we already gathered all the keys last time. That's why we're being able to race through this palace. It's because if you were watching last time, you know that we gathered all the keys. There are orange, red, and blue iterations of most enemies. The general pattern is that orange is least dangerous, then red, and then finally the blue. The blue versions of these guys are truly monstrous. Alright, so we need life. What we're going to do is use the trick where we grab that, immediately use the life spell, and use much less magic than it normally costs. You see the magic meter up top and the life meter? The 2 bars. We're going to extend those. We've grabbed about half of the heart containers and half of the magic containers in the game. But every one of these spells coincides to a cost for casting that spell, and each of those blocks represents 16 units. So it gives you an idea how much magic I have to burn to use each of these spells. You also see the numbers next to the sword, magic, and life up there. The sword is the amount of damage I do. The magic number actually lowers the cost of these spells. The higher that number gets as I get XP, the lower my spells cost throughout the game. And then my life abilities that you see at the top, that acts sort of like armor. So with life 5, I take less damage for most hits. You also see on the screen my number of lives. You have 3 lives at a time when you're doing a playthrough. Number of keys that I've got for this palace. You see the number of crystals I have yet to get. I've only got 1 for Parappa. And then the passive items, the candle and the hammer. Let's see. And then I'm going to see if there's any questions here. No idea that this looks like so much like Mario or vice versa. Yeah, this game is bodacious. It also controls really well. And we got the Handy Glove, which is a very important item because now we can break blocks anywhere. It also adds an unexpected danger to the game that we didn't have to deal. Oh, that's nice, getting a blue potion. Now we can top off our magic. Oh, crap. See, that's just me sucking. You have great control. Link takes a little while to get going. Like if I just tap, he barely moves like that. But if I do it, he speeds up and then he's quick. And likewise, it takes a little while to slow down. Take off the button, and he still moves a little, just like Mario. He's got momentum. Also in air, he can change direction better than Simon Belmont, but it's not like perfect. It's not quite as agile as Mario, but more controlled than something like Castlevania. When you're in the air, it's the same way. You can also adjust the height of your jump, things like that. Bounce off the top of enemy heads. I think if I use my jump spell here, I would get another potion, but I don't remember 100%. Now this becomes much less dangerous than it was before. We're going to go ahead and let all these blocks fall because we are not worried about them anymore. Because we could break them at will. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? And now we got a pea bag. It's fun to say pea bag because pea bag is a funny term. Now we just got a nice safe corridor under here. This will become important later in the game when we're going to face palaces where you have to change elevation and stuff by actually climbing up these rocks. Since I don't have upward thrust, I can't break them over my head yet, but I'm going to gain that ability later on in Zelda 2. Now we'll make our way back that way. Hey, somebody said that's the Affinity Gauntlet. Yep, that's it. Oh, yeah, R. Carter loved this game as a kid. Well, R. Carter, I love this game still. It's got some obtuse puzzles. There's a town that's hidden under trees that's really hard to find if you're not thinking to look for it and stuff like that. Now, what I want to do now, I can be a little grindy, and I know that it's good to level in Zelda. Every time you finish a palace, you get effectively a free level up. You see, I have 490 out of 1,500 experience points to my next level. So I've already got almost 500 experience in this place, and the last thing I want to do is get to the end almost filled out in experience and then effectively just waste a whole free level that I get when I finish the palace. So I'm going to wander around a little bit and pick fights. I've got 3 lives, so I've really got no good reason not to do it. I've got this jerk here. He's going to drop fire at my head. I hate him. Truly, he is terrible. So we're going to go pick some fights here. We've actually, I believe, already been down in this area. And if not, this might be the path to the boss, and if it is, then we'll turn back. Actually, this might be the path to the boss, come to think of it. And if it is, then we're going to double back in a minute. I said we weren't earlier, but here's an idea what the fighting's like. See, if I'm skilled enough, if I'm careful enough, I can beat anybody. Staff, oh, there we go. Yeah, this is the path to the boss, because I had to have the handy glove to get past this. So we're going to double back a little bit. We don't want to fool with that orange jerk, because he's one of those annoying enemies that takes experience away if he hits you. I don't think his flames do it, but I think his body does. We're not even going to bother with him. Instead, we're going to come up this way, double back a little bit, kill some enemies. This is just me grinding because I screwed up last time and died in the palace. So we're going to kill the beach ball of death here, which takes a second. These guys actually can take a lot of hits. Can you rest at campfires? No, you cannot. You can rest at towns, though. And in towns, there's free life upgrades and magic upgrades. And you can save every time you die, which is really nice. Well, I am just getting hit a lot. I say that every time I do this thing. So I'm curious, why are you here watching a 30-year-old video game tonight? What brings you into the Zelda 2 Circle of Trust? What about this game interests you? I really would love to know, chat. Why are you here today? Move on down this way a little bit. Go pick a bit more of a fight. Oh, there's another beach ball. Oh, he nailed me. Also, the beach balls are annoying because, here we go, head bounce death. This is one of the greatest use of downward thrust. Certain enemies, like those iron knuckles I was fighting earlier, can't be damaged by downward thrust, but a lot of enemies can. And if there's only one on the screen at a time and you hit them right, you can just bounce on their heads till they die, just like that. So now we're just grinding for XP a little because we got plenty of lives, and there's no real reason not to. Now, I'm saying that, watch me die horribly at the boss like 3 times, and then be like, oh crap. Now, this is dangerous. I didn't have the handy glove last time I came through, so I get downward thrust on these. But if I try that now, I'll literally destroy under the floor under my feet. Also, these little blue guys. So yeah, if I don't hit him and I hit the brick instead, I will die. So it's actually kind of irritating. And the little blue guys can knock you into the lava and kill you in one hit. Oh, I almost did it right there. You see, I'm losing a lot of life because I'm taking a lot of these unnecessary hits. I asked why you guys are here to watch. Let's see the answer. Ray Apollo says, oh, he's here for the Jared commentary and a game he never played. So this is a very... Oh, you guys are sweet. Can you parry? You can... Yes, great question, Game of Twitch. You can parry. That's what the shield is for. Anything that comes at your face, you can block up high. Anything that comes to your feet, you can block low, but it leaves your high vulnerable. You're always half your body's always vulnerable. However, that only blocks against like sword and spear attacks and things like that. If an enemy just tackles you or barrels into you, like one of these guys will, nothing defends you. So these kinds of enemies you have to back away from if they're just charging at you. But if somebody's stabbing with a sword or attacking with a lance or something, you can totally block, or even a lot of projectiles like rocks. You cannot block fireballs, except there's a spell that lets you block fireballs, and that comes later in the game. So a lot of the dueling I was doing with the Iron Knuckles earlier, totally about that. Oh yeah, these guys. So again, I'll just head bounce this guy for a while. I don't really want to grind these dudes. They're annoying. They take forever. But they also have a practically unlimited quantity, which means I need to use my life spell now. Life spell is indispensable. We got a little earlier in the game. Now we're a especially difficult place because if I try to use the downward thrust to head bounce these guys and kill them, there's two dudes on screen and the other one will just come knock me off. But downward thrust is still useful because it allows me to sort of skip over the top of them and slide over them without taking damage, which I'll try to demonstrate here in a bit. So that's a dead end. We're going to go downstairs and kill a few more guys. I think we're actually getting pretty close to where we could just go back and finish the palace. I've grinded quite a bit here, but I'm going to go down in the basement and fight a few dudes on what would have been the route to the key. Get a few more XP, and I think we're good. I may be being overcautious. Hope you'll forgive the grindy commentary. Oh, here we are. Oh, good. Wanted that. That guy's annoying. Look at him shooting there. Some of those guys are just benign. Some of them you hit and you get potions, and then some of them actually come to get you. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is Mace guy. Yeah, Mace Ventura. There he is. Mace Ventura, dead detective. Oh man, I love tile-based games like the NES. Just you notice everything in the background is made out of tile, or even the foreground, pardon me, is made out of tiles. Everything's effectively a square or a combination of squares. It was very limited in some ways. It really did influence the kind of games you got in the NES. They were built around the tile restrictions. But it also leads to a certain flavor of platforming that I really like. Part of the precision of NES platforming in the good games is built around the fact that you had to measure the tiles pretty exactly. And that creates a very, very neat sort of precise digital, very 8-bit edge to everything. Tucker asked, do you think Nintendo will ever make another side-scrolling Zelda game? You know, when they made Link Between Worlds and they had the side-scrolling sections, and I first saw them in previews, I kind of lost my mind. The parts where you crawl on the walls, because I thought maybe they would do this again. But I could see them doing something like this. I feel like Nintendo plays the long game. And I cannot pretend to understand what they're thinking at any one particular moment. But they like to experiment, and they like to go back to ideas sometimes decades after they first came up with them. And you think about something like what happens when you look at like something like Star Fox Command and compare it to the unreleased version of Star Fox 2 that was for the SNES that you can play on the SNES Mini. And the games just deeply inform one another in some pretty spectacular ways. So yeah, I think they could go back to it. I feel like there's room in this world for a new Zelda 2 and a new Mario 2. Of the two, I think I'd want a new Mario 2 even more. Because Mario 2, that pick things up and throw them around mechanic is so, like, there's so much more you could do with that. Hey, there's what I was talking about with the downward thrust. Me almost dying. I feel like you could absolutely make like a contemporary sequel like Super Mario 2, and it would just be incredible. Because Nintendo would build the closest I've ever seen to a sequel like that, a game like that, is probably Klonoa, which is a Namco platformer that uses some of the same ideas you find in Mario 2 in completely different ways, and that's on a PlayStation platform, which I believe is available on PSN, if I remember right. Okay, I think I already got that. Yeah, so what's probably going to happen here is we're either going to die on the way to the boss or more likely make it to the boss and then die. And that is just fine. That fits our game plan at this point. because we got plenty of lives to burn through this palace. And another nice thing is because we're so, and again, you're not seeing the full exploration of palace number 2 here because we already went and got all the keys last time around before I died and then I saved. So the actual palace is much bigger than this. All right, now I think what's going to happen is, oh, that's a Staphos. That's not bad. We can handle him. Staphos. Oh, we got really lucky. All right, here we go. Now we can use life magic. Then we can use shield magic to take half damage, and then we can refill our life. There we go. If there's one more enemy behind here, we're going to be especially happy because we're not. No, we're not. We'll use shield magic between screens, so we got to go one more set of screens. But I wonder if I should use shield here. Let's see what runs at me in a second. If I have to fight anything besides beach balls, then oh, the blue one didn't turn into a guy. That happens every now and then. All right, I feel like I should explore to the right here, but every other part. Oh man, I should be killing these beach balls probably. Let's see, what do we got here? Bet you this is a key. Oh, I hate these orange guys. They're really easy, but they take your life, which is terrible. Nobody wants that. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't use the shield magic back there. Would have been. Oh, there we are. Mace Ventura. You know, if you've got a mace, why throw it? Now I can't remember if this is the first palace where if you hit one of these dudes, instead of giving you a potion, he comes to life. No, it's not that one. There are places where eventually the game pulls tricks on you and is really mean and does stuff like that. How y'all doing tonight? You good? Any other Zelda 2 facts, figures, questions, etc.? Again, I encourage you to go back and watch the first 2 episodes of this in the series, and actually to watch all of ReCollection, which is sloppy and weird and strange, and also I'm kind of proud of it. I think it's not bad at all. So I really hope that you will take a peek at ReCollection on my YouTube channel. You can watch it there. And if for some reason you haven't subbed here yet, please do. Hey, look, obligatory streamy guy talking about things that he wants you to do on his channel. Imagine that. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Mace Ventura yet again. Mace Ventura is not hard, except he sometimes wants to run up and he jumps at your face. If you're not standing and striking at the right moment, then he gets you. Like that. Look at that. There was no reason for me to take that hit. And yet. Okay, I hate this. It's so mean. The game knows. So, what we're going to do... No, we have to drop down. If we come down the other way, we'll listen. Alright, so the game knows that I'm greedy. It knows I want the pea bag, which is full of... pea bag. There we go. Haha! Downward thrust. Excellent. Yep. Now we go here to the right. These guys suck because they're not worth any points. And there we go. Use shield magic. I wondered if I should have killed another beach ball or two. I don't know. I might not have enough. See, this is the blocking, parrying. There's a parry. You're asking about parrying earlier. Our parry is up. That parried his upper attack. And it's just dueling. And he's not vulnerable to downward thrust. I can use it to get past him like that. But I'm interested in killing him. Also, I took a hit I didn't need to because I was trying to demonstrate that. Okay, so look. Oh, man. I think this boss is probably worth 200. If he is, then we timed it right. But we're almost certainly going to die on the screen because I don't even have enough magic left for life spells. So, oh, yeah. Oh, wait, a Staphos. There we go. No. There's where the last key goes. We already had the key. So, oh, this guy. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a red potion. No. Oh, no, just another iron knuckle. Oh, we're getting lucky. He's not... Oh, P-Bag. Well, it's actually not... Okay. Oh, but our next level up is life, which always refills your life. We got super lucky there. Look at that. Let's see. Oh, man. What we got here? I always jump hit the knights. Or our Carter said, oh, just to get over them, Carter? Is that, do the downward thrust on them to go over them? And then you get to the blue knights that jump around, and those guys, just screw those guys. Okay, so we're going to try to fight this guy. Yeah, he's actually not too terrible, if I remember right. It's been a little while since I fought him, but I don't remember him being too awful. But, see, blocked his attack. Ah, screw it. There, he's vulnerable to downward thrust. There we go. His head flies, or his helmet starts flying around attacking you. Yeah, he's actually, I think, after Horsehead, probably the easiest boss. There we go. And down he goes. How many XP was he worth? Only 200, yeah. All right, we get the key. Now we have 300, but the next level up is 2,000. So effectively, finishing this palace and putting Jewel in here gets us a free level. And we've gamed the system to make sure that it's a good one. Now, you want to notice, we started this game with level 1, 1, and 1, and now we're going to be much, much higher on the levels here in a second. There are still 4 palaces left that are going to reward us with levels up. And we have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 levels that we need to go up. So half our levels are going to be handled just by filling palaces, which means we only have to grind 4 more levels. Palace disappears after defeated, just like the last one. And we are not wasting any time because we kind of went ahead earlier to the port town. We are going straight on because we have the fairy spell that we need. Just straight on without a stop, out of here. And grab this fairy, a little extra life. Out of Medoro Swamp, and make our way to the Sea Palace. We're going to go ahead and play against Palace 3. Because why not? Why not just do another palace? The Sea Palace, by the way, one of the most straightforward of all the palaces, which is odd because it's a little farther than the Gambit. I think that in some ways Sea Palace is easier than Medoro. Palaces don't really start to get mean till 4. They're not too terrible. The fact that we died in a palace is honestly embarrassing for me. Dying on Death Mountain, there's no shame in that. We died on the last guy of Death Mountain when we went through with not enough lives, and I was very impressed by us. I thought that we were a wily band of adventurers. So we've already been over here. Here we have a dock that does nothing right now. Because we do not have the raft. We've been to this town. We've already learned downward thrust there. We've already gotten the fairy spell there. So what we got to do now is go down through this fairly dangerous graveyard and find our way to the curiously prominent grave in the center. We're going to let these guys do their thing. They're going to hit us on the road. They can't attack us on the road. Then we cut south, get to this area. Then we step here because this lady's like, hey, what's this? And we're like, hey, this is King's Tomb. We learned from villagers that we didn't actually talk to earlier in the game that this was going to take us somewhere special. So what we're going to do is trigger the bad guys, get on the road, because the bad guys in the graveyard are nasty at this point in the game. And we're going to fall down this hidden hole into this cave where we immediately downward thrust because we're awesome and we can do it. There we are. Look at us. Look at us. Now, because we have the fairy spell, we can go right up here, fly on, make our way to the second screen. Kill this guy with downward thrust because I wanna. There we go. You did. Kill these guys. Oh yeah. Hey, there's Bloomerang. I don't remember the name of the listener that named him Boomerang or Bloomerang, but I'm very thankful that they did. He also has a mustache to me. Let's see. I can't wait to see how Nintendo follows up Breath of the Wild. Yeah, neither can I. I'm with you there, Game Twitch. Let's see what we got here. And the third palace. We're going to jump right in and keep going. Go fight some bad guys here. Doom, 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 doom. No, we're not going to hit. Well, actually, we are low on magic, so there's we're going to go ahead and use it. Nice to know there's another recharge there. And straight on down. Now, I don't have the layout of this one memorized, but I remember it's pretty darn straightforward. This is this one's just pretty much a gauntlet of combat. All right, this guy, until you get the reflect spell, is a little bit irritating because you can't block his mace. Ah, yes, Jumpy Staphos. So earlier I talked about how Staphos is easy, and he is until you meet Jumpy Staphos, which is Staphos with a helmet. Why is the skeleton wearing a helmet? I don't know. Why is the skeleton wearing a helmet? Anyone have any ideas? Sounds like the beginning of a very bad joke. Why was the skeleton wearing a helmet? What's up with skeletons? Why are they wearing helmets? Oh, no. No, we do not want that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we can use shield magic here, though. What's up with scouts? I also love how... Oh, that was dumb. These guys... No! They're eating my experience points. No, I hate them. So many XP lost. Oh, those stupid guys, when they hit you, you lose experience. What? It's just so mean. Why would anyone do that? Why would you make a game where... Ah, yes. I have this. If we want to, we can use that to climb up high. Now, if I remember right, there's not a ton of reason to get up high yet, except to kill that guy. But I think later on, it's just teaching us that you can. There might be a reason to get up there that I've forgotten. It's been a little bit. Huh. No. That works. Theoretically, we could have gotten this palace before finishing that. We're just gonna... Hey, look. I mean, really, there's no... Why am I doing this? It's just fun. You have the ability. I love games where you can break bricks and make bricks both. I play Solomon's Key or Fire and Ice or one of those. I love that. If I had the upward thrust, I could actually go on farther, but the upward thrust is in a village across the sea, so I don't yet have that. Oh, this jerk is not that hard. I just playing badly. Oh, I stand on the edge of death. There we go. Okay. Whew. Let's see. Got those. What do we got here? Answers. To protect his head. Ray Apollo says to protect his head. Ray Apollo, that's a terrible answer. So, but I'll allow it. Oh, there we go. So here we have the hey, guess what? You've learned the downward thrust, and now we're going to draw you into pits to fight monsters. Part. But that's okay, we want XP. We want to fight monsters. We're like, yeah. I love that guy. I know he's just like a dude with an iron. You know, he's like a knight, but I think he's cool. Like, if you're going to be an evil knight, you might as well do it well. Okay, get in there. He actually gets... I swear he gets harder if you back him up like that. These little dudes are interesting. These little scrambly dudes, they regenerate. Unlike most enemies in the game, if you kill them, they come back. Like, within the same cycle. So, it's possible. Okay, I think I can jump up that high if I get a running start. Yeah. Now I gotta break that block and do it again. So running starts really matter for jumping. You just barely make it on top of these blocks here. Third palace music here. We got a good thing going now. All right, we're gonna run and jump. Yeah, there we are. We saved the use of a magic spell. We didn't have to use jump there. Why did we do that? So we could get outside because there's a key out here that we're gonna want. I really should have used shield before coming out here. So I've talked a lot about the economy and importance of shield magic, but I haven't been demonstrating it. I've actually not been practicing what I preached. Shield is, well, despite the importance of life, shield is actually, in situations where you know you're going to take some hits, more economical, because shield costs far, far fewer points to use. And every hit you take half damage. So that's actually economically a much better deal. Yeah. I don't want to fool that guy up there. So we got that. Now we're going to drop down. Oh, look, there's a skeleton with a hat on. Now I don't have enough life to do anything, so I'm probably going to die right now. If I were concerned merely with living, I would... he got me. I was hoping to bounce over his head. Would you wear a helmet just to look cool? Asks Ray. I mean, nothing makes me look cool, and I'm not sure helmets have made many people through history look cool, but I think a little bit, yeah. Pop it down here a little bit. I want to thank y'all for spending your valuable time watching me play this silly game. Oh, sure, now I get the magic. That's all right. It's really, really cool. How you been, Ray? What are you up to? So, if we got a locked door this way, we're going to go the other way and see if there's another key. And if not... Oh, these things. Screw those things. Oh, I hate them so much. Oh, there's a locked door here, too. Gonna keep going ways where we don't need keys yet. We're gonna clear this palace in one run, if at all possible. And to do that, kind of blitzing through these guys. I feel good. We got one more key. Oh, screw you. Oh, I hate these jerks. Oh, yes, this. Also, these are enemies that take light or take experience when they hit you. Yeah. I remember this. You have to fight your way through. And they come up both sides. This is mean. Oh, and if I kill them, they're just more are just going to show up. Oh, yeah. I can technically block everything. But look at that. That's some bastardry right there. It's mean. It's mean, man. I should have turned around and blocked that. I can't believe I tried to duck under it. Amateur move. Amateur move. There we go. And I can't get past those guys. That was pretty good. Alright, so we can go down here, I think. Well, there's one key here. How many keys do I have? I have 2 keys. No matter which way I go, I'm going to have to deal with keys. Let's go ahead and go right, because we want to get... The raft is in here somewhere. I think it's this way. I hate this guy. Yeah, just let him jump. Just going to wait. It's going to test my patience. Going to let him wait. There we go. All right, now these are just... There we go. And that. And that. And that. Get some of those. Now, if we knock him off, we don't get the XP. Probably don't need it, but feed my feelings of completionism. All right. I'm going to push on past. Let's see what else is waiting. And the joy of all this is knowing we have to come back through it again. And more dudes to fight. There we go. Ah, this jerk. And we're going to use shield magic to take half damage. All right. So let's talk for a second, friends. This is a nasty guy. Ray's playing a lot of video games and happier because of that. Because, let's see. Skeletons in the closet. Why did he wear it? Because it was in a closet. Oh, that's skeleton. Boo. Oh, Inxbane. That's painful. That is painful. Y'all doing all right? I'm still very, very, very new to this streaming thing. It is very much I hate this guy. He actually has a brother who jumps, who has a big old, like, horse mane head. We haven't met him yet. But this dude's pain enough. I mean, look at that. Look at what is happening. Do you see this attack? I'm blocking most of it, but... This is where... Oh! I wonder if I didn't get the XP because I died. Oh, I don't think I did. I think I died that second. Didn't get the XP. Oh, no, he's alive again. I had enough life to use the life spell, didn't I? And I let him kill me. Oh, what an amateur move. I deserve to lose. I got caught up in the talking and the performance anxiety for speaking in front of the audience, and then I screwed up and lost a life that I did not have to lose. And now the entire finishing this in one run is in question. This is very frustrating. I hate making poor decisions. Okay, yeah, you just come on over here, because that's it. And if I die, I lose all the XP I've earned in these 3 lives. I keep the levels, so it's not completely draconian, but still, I've got 1,400 XP up there. I don't want to lose that. Okay. Well, there's that. That's nice. I did not have to lose that life, did I? Oh, man. You guys saw my shame. It's my Sunday, and I was finally able to catch you live. Thanks. Thanks, Inkspan. This is classic video game bullying. Thanks, Ray. I'm see rain in a long time. Oh, goodness. All right, we're just gonna run by these jerks. Head back down this other elevator. I really need one more life to do this right. I am not sure I'm gonna finish this, thanks to bad decision making earlier. If I get lucky and get a red potion, I've got a shot. But I don't know. So there's gonna be some nasty dudes down here, I think. I got that guy. Oh yeah, that's right. There's going to be the temptation to use... Okay, so that's a lot of XP up there. It's going to make me burn magic to get it, but I want it. Also allows me to more safely engage him, theoretically. His, like, boomerang mace can't be blocked by my shield. And his position right under that door makes him really pain. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. I'm getting close, but I think there might be a red potion here. Oh, this guy's going to shoot at me right through the wall. Just watch him. I think, like, down below one of these, there's a red potion. Yeah. But I don't remember. It's the bottom path takes you to a pea bag. Let's see, we're going along this way now. Alright. So we can get into that middle one from above, which is what we may have to do. So it's not a potion, it's a pea bag. Oh yeah, we're totally using shield magic here. Because otherwise we're going to take unnecessary hits. Watch me perfect this. But those blue guys are nasty, especially with my sword this low. The pea bags actually make it harder. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed. Use the life, then refill, and get magic back. Okay, I've got a chance to finish the labyrinth now. Oh, what do we got here? When do you stream? It's random. Are you on a schedule? I'm really enjoying your walkthrough. Well, thank you, Pistoros. Oh, it's completely random. I have no particular professional skills or regularity whatsoever. It's completely random. It's just like, oh, okay, I got time now. I'm feeling good. I'm just gonna pop on here, play some Zelda 2. But I do always put these up VOD. If you want to catch up with what I'm doing, you can do that on YouTube at my channel there. And you can watch all of them, as well as other old games I play occasionally and talk through like this, and some other things I make as well. How greedy am I feeling? I'm going to decide whether to go back and get the blue guy, depending on what's ahead of me. If the boss gives me enough XP, I don't have to go back and fight the blue guy. But if he doesn't, then I do. I think I know this boss. I believe this is Horsey Boss. I love it. Yeah. Mechanical flying Horsey Boss. There we go. Mechanical. I love mechanical flying Horsey Boss. I mean, look at that. That's a cool sprite. Just for the NES. It's just like, I'm a flying robot horse made of metal. I got a knight on me with a big lance. The horse is easy enough. The blue guy's a pain. But he's not any particularly harder than any of the other blue dudes that come at you. It's kind of an interesting choice to have a variant of a common enemy serve as your boss, but I like it. If you're careful with the timing here on the downward thrust, you can get through the horse stage without taking a single hit. But unfortunately, he's not vulnerable to downward thrust. And so what you got to do is press him back to where you force him to take a hit. But if you put it too far off the screen, you can't get to the jerk. He's an absolute nightmare. Look at that. What a jerk. So you got to hit him before he gets to the edge of the screen, and you got to be blocking his shots the whole time. The one advantage is he telegraphs them. But you get him here to the edge of the screen, and you can't see the telegraph. So you get like 1 or 2 chances to hit him at the most, and he takes a lot of hits. Do you see this? You see this bull? This time we remembered to use life magic. He's close. I think 2 hits will do him. Looking at that. Question is, one more. One more, but he can whittle me down so fast that it's still really dangerous. Running back over here. Look at this. This is a mean boss fight. It seems like he's just going to be really. It's an example of how an environment can affect the powers of a character in this. Like I said, you always have the tools. Got him. You always have the tools you need, but barely. Okay, now we face the most annoying of things. We are 40 XP away from leveling up. But if we go to the end of the palace and level up right away, we are going to lose everything. Well, not lose everything. Actually, I mean, we'd still finish the palace, but we would lose our chance for the free level up. So because we care about free level, also we don't have upward thrust, so we can't get out of here. We must defeat this guy. And we must do it with extremely limited resources. But he's a lot easier when he can't run. And we got him. And we get the level up. And we get the free level up. Look at that. Okay, we're going to have like 110 out of 2,500. We get the gem, and we're going to get 2,500 free. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how it is done. That's all right. Look what we did. Look what we accomplished together. Couldn't have done it without you. Popping over here. Finishing the palace. That's right. Ever since hearing you on GameScoop back in the day, says Pistros, I always thought I'd enjoy to just sit back and watch you play, and here we are. What do you think? Am I doing okay? Let's see. Oh, this is the other bully's brother, Horse Bully. Yeah, Horse Bully. We were talking about that. Yeah. Oh, I hope you enjoy it, Pistros. I said, if you want to watch the other parts of the series to get a feel for more stuff about Zelda 2 and catch up. I talk a lot about the mechanics in the first couple of episodes, and you can get kind of a background for how the game's designed. But this time I wanted to blow through a couple of palaces. Now we're going to go back down here, and we are going to open up the rest of the Zelda 2 world. Now, when I was a kid and I first played this game, I had already played The Legend of Zelda, of course, which I thought was pretty much the greatest thing ever made by people, and was extremely excited about the prospect of Zelda 2. But when I saw that it was kind of a weird overworld map that didn't actually, didn't have enemies running around on it that you directly attacked, and it was a side scroller, and I actually really embraced that because we didn't know video game sequels were not nearly as common then, and we didn't expect sameness from them. A lot of NES sequels, as pointed out by many people, were very different. You look at the American version of Mario 2, you look at, I hate fighting here. The American version of Mario 2, Castlevania 2, etc. There's a lot of games with 2s. They were very different. We now have the raft, and so for me, this was amazing. I was like, whoa, the world is so much bigger. It's a whole new continent. Holy crap. With new enemies, including a bunch of blue guys with hard shells. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the enemies that can only be killed by the fire spell, which we do not yet have. Yep. Oh, look, floaty eyeballs. We can kill them. The enemies that are light blue in the overworld that you encounter on this continent, a lot of them can only be killed with the help of a spell called fire. I am not going to grab this P because we only have 1 life left, and I don't think I'm going to get to 3,000 without dying, and if I lose that last life, I would lose my XP there. So instead, we're going to come over here, and actually, you know what? This is a good place to wrap up. Rather than explore this town, I think it's a good place for this episode to end. So what I want to do is we're just going to wander around and explore until we get killed. Here's a road that goes mysteriously to nowhere. Where could it go? If only an item allowed me to walk on the waves. And then, of course, we have a road north that can go all kinds of exciting places. And then, if you're like me, then your chief interest is going to be what's out there in the places with roads, without roads. Like, look at that! It's a big bug on the map. He doesn't actually do anything. You just can't move him. He's a big bug. He's just a barrier. But he gets in the way. Man, those guys are irritating! I can break this, though. Perhaps there's something hiding down here. And here we got Octoroks, and there we go. Levers from Zelda 1. There they are depicted in 2D. How about that? Pretty cool, huh? Kill some levers here. Levers pretty easy to kill with downward thrust. They actually die, so we're going to walk through here and get that potion at least. Continue down this mysterious road. Where might it go? What might we discover at the end? I love when old video games gave you like a road to nowhere, and it's just like, well, there's probably something on there. And in the well-designed ones, there always was, and in the poorly designed ones, they were terrible and there was nothing. And then you cried. And I bet you this leads to something worth finding. What could it be? Oh, this looks like sand. But wait! By using the jump spell, I can climb up here and discover a pea bag that I don't really want yet. So we'll come back and get that too. Yep, I forgot that was a pea bag. Well, that was actually kind of a disappointment, everyone. I'm sorry about that. I promised you that I was going to die, which is probably, killed all view numbers. But figured we'd explore a little more. There's actually one other. Oh, these guys I can't kill with that fire. So I've played the Japanese version of this, which is different in several notable ways. I don't remember if this is true, but I believe that if I remember right, these blue enemies in the Japanese version are those ones that require fire to kill are actually easier and don't require fire. That they actually made that part of this game a little harder. Oh yeah, this jerk. So I can't kill him at all. I can only bounce off his head to get past him, which makes downward thrust really useful here again. It's a way to get through caves you wouldn't actually otherwise be able to pass. Usually if there's a cave, there's something worth finding. What do you think? Another pea bag that I don't need? Oh, scorpion I can't kill. And a pea bag. Yep, okay. So much XP we're going to come back and get next time. Cannot block fireballs without a special spell. So I'm not going to do that. Taking a look at the chat here for a second. Oh, it's very nice of you to say that, Pistros. Let's see. Castlevania 2 is what I was thinking about as far as weird sequels, says Ray. Yeah, absolutely. We don't need roads where we're going. I agree with you, Ray. We don't. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Wow, 3 chances to get more experience, none of which I decided to grab because I lacked confidence. Had I grabbed all 3 of those, I'd probably have a lot of experience now. But I still think I made the right choice. If I remember right, there's like something in these woods I can get to, but it's been a long time. I used to just go, oh, there we go, yeah. Oh, there we go, fairy, yeah. Get a little life. That'll at least allow us to explore the north. And through this little cave. And I believe this, oh yeah, this jerk. We can't block his attack yet. We'll be able to later. And now he's going to send that. Oh, did you see that? All right, that was a good move. I apologize for committing the sin of pride, but that was a pretty cool move. I think that area, you got to climb the mountain to get to this town. I was not going to go to any towns. I'm violating my rules here. I think I'm not supposed to confuse my audience by lying to them. That's okay. I'll probably die climbing this mountain anyway, because these bubbles or these Octoroks will get me. Because this is nasty. If you have the fairy spell, it's not. I have the fairy spell. If you use it, it's not nearly as bad. But getting up this hill is annoying. But we're here. This is actually great. If we get up here without wasting a life, then we can do some stuff up in this town that I do want to do. And we did. All right, we're gonna keep pushing, I guess. So here we have the mountain town of Darunia. What's up, Darunia? Let's see what's going on in Darunia. Greetings, fellow person. You must save Hyrule. Yes, I'm aware of that. Please save our town. I mean, okay, happy to. An empty room? But there are never empty rooms. What could it mean? Behold the prominent chimney. What could it mean? The devil does not like noise. Well, that's good to know. Yes, and I believe she's talking about the devil that's blocking the path. I cannot help you. If only I had a magical flute to make my way through. Stop by for a while. Yep, she's going to help with life and refill. Thank you, Life Lady. And then we'll explore the chimneys in a second. I want to do the rest of the ground level. The palace has a false wall. That's a very important hint, actually. It doesn't seem like it's going to be the most helpful piece of news, but it's extremely useful when we get on to the next palace. Because the next palace is kind of a pain. It's as much getting to it as anything. And then, of course, here we have the rescue the kidnapped child on the island. Ah, yes, that's right. I have to go to the island maze and find the kidnapped kid. A powerful knight lives in this town. This, ladies and gentlemen, not just the home of one magic spell as each town is, but also the home of the legendary, the necessary, the awesome, the terrific, Upward Thrust. Not this one, though. I actually don't remember which house is in, so I'm probably going to jump around for a little bit till I find it. Maybe one of these tall ones. Do I have to use fairy to get up there? I can't remember. Which house it is. Ah, there we go. And we find the swordsman. He's actually got a pretty cool looking Bicento going on. When you jump, press up to stab. And we now finally have all 7 of the basic tools of Zelda 2 combat. Upper strike, lower strike, upper block, lower block, jump attack, downward thrust, and upward thrust, which is great when things are coming at you from above and also very useful for clearing blocks. Look at that. Look at what we have accomplished. I thought we were going to stop, and I got all excited. Got the upward thrust. Pretty, it's rad. I don't know where the magic lady is in this town. I may have run right by her, because I didn't refill my magic, but, you know, we could go try to rescue the kidnapped child, except he's in that stupid maze. I do not remember where in the maze he is, because it's been a while. But we could go look for him anyway, on one life. It's kind of a risk. How brave are we feeling? We gotta go back down the stupid hill first. And it's actually almost as easy to die going down as it is going up. Like that! Just by mistiming a jump. But you know what? It's alright. We got the thrust. We're going to go to town next time, explore, get 2 new magic spells, and we're going to explore the Labyrinth Island, which is one of the neatest places in the game. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Zelda 2, underappreciated masterpiece by Nintendo. Catch the falling star there on the title screen. This is ReCollection. I'm Jared Petty. Thank you for watching. If you want to, drop by patreon.com/JaredPetty and drop a dime my way. And if not, that's fine too. And thanks for giving up your evening for a silly old video game. I appreciate it. And everybody who said hi in the chat, thanks a lot. I hope I didn't miss your message. If I did, please forgive me. And with that, friends, I bid you adieu.